What's happening, my beautiful people out there in the fragrance world? Welcome to PRScents. My name's Jose. So guys, I got a good one for you today. We're getting close to the end of the year. Do you realize we only have like 2.5 months left for 2024? Wow, I think it went really quickly. Anyway, so what I'm gonna do today is I went through my whole collection, which is quite large. Not as large as like some of the big guys. They must have to buy a house just to store their fragrances. They probably have so many. But I figured I'd go through my collection and see which ones I know I've worn quite a bit and which ones I think warrant a 10-10. You know, 10 fragrances that I think are either a 9 or a 10 as far as quality, longevity, scent, and all of that. So I've got 10 for you. These are mine, okay? So don't send me text, comments saying, they suck, I hate this one, I hate that one. If you do, you do. You hate it, I'm sorry. But these are 10 that I think, in my opinion, are really, really good, last a very long time. And you guys know that watch my videos a lot, I don't find fragrances that last a long time. But these I think they do. And these are really, really good smelling fragrances. So if you want to know what they are, top 10 fragrances for 2024 that I really, really enjoy and I think are totally Jose coffee worthy. Stick around and I'll let you know in a second. Thanks, guys. All right, guys, so I'm gonna try and keep this as short as possible, but usually with 10, you go into like the 15 to 20 minute realm. So hopefully you guys have that kind of time, and we'll stay till the end so that you can see which ones I think are really worth purchasing, because I think they're really, really good, lasts a nice long time, get compliments, and you would like. So let's go with the first one, and these are in no particular order, okay? This is just 10 that I think are really good. So the first one I have is one that is known through and through by any frag head, and it is Afnan 9 p.m. Now this is known to be very, very similar scent-wise to Jean Paul Gaultier's Ultramall, and it really is. The difference is that Ultramall uses pear in its opening, whereas this uses apple in its opening. This is a really, really nice, very vibrant, like, kind of gives you that party feel when you spray it. Really, I mean, just a gorgeous, gorgeous scent. Longevity, sillage are really good. This is one I think is very versatile in terms of you can wear it during the day, you can wear it during the night, you can wear it in the summer, in the spring, in the fall, in the winter. It's not expensive, and this is just a really good fragrance. So this has got things like apple, like I said, opening, lavender, bergamot, orange blossom, mellows out to like vanilla, tonka bean, amber, and patchouli. But the thing that I get the most out of it is just this feeling like, wow, this is just a good party fragrance. And you gotta be careful. This, look at this. That'll blow your eye out. But man, is this nice. It's very citrusy at the opening. The apple is definitely there. As it starts to dry down, it gets kind of smooth and not powdery. It reminds me of a soda for some reason or another, like a fizzy soda, but it is good. It is very, very good. So if you guys want a nice party, versatile fragrance, or even on a date night, 9 p.m. by Afnan is an excellent way to go. Now let's talk about the next one. Now the next one is a recent acquisition of mine. This came out in late 2023, I believe. And it is a flanker to the original Lattafa Camera. So you guys probably know what it is. It's Lattafa CRA Kawa. And the reason I chose this over the Camera is because I really do enjoy the coffee fragrance in this, the coffee note. It's just so beautiful. Now this one, and I've said this before in some reviews, when you first spray it, you basically get Camera. And as it starts to dry down, then you start smelling that coffee note. And it is, again, a beautiful fragrance. Very sweet. So if you don't like super sweet fragrances, you might not enjoy this. But I think the coffee note gives it a certain balance so that, you get the sweetness and then you get like a little roasted coffee feel to it as well. Lasts a very long time. This one on clothes, 8 hours, 6 to 8 hours on clothes. Just a gorgeous scent. Now, if you have Camera du Uni Kawa, they get kind of redundant because they smell very similar. But again, the coffee note that comes out in this, as it starts to dry down, is what makes it a little different than Camera. But if you have Camera already, do you absolutely need to rush out and get this? No. But if you don't have Camera, I would suggest, if you like that coffee note, to go and get Camera Kawa. And Kawa means coffee. So yeah, this is just really beautiful. This has got cinnamon, vanilla, praline, ginger. It basically is like a salted caramel coffee that you're smelling, but very nice. And that is Lattafa's Camera Kawa. Now let's talk about the third one. Now the third one is one that I got maybe, I think it was about 3-4 months ago, and I really enjoy this one as well. This is French Avenue's Spectre Wraith. Now French Avenue is an offshoot of Fragrance World. And it's their little bit higher quality line is what they're trying to do. The bottle is gorgeous. I mean, it's a very strange bottle, very imaginative. I really enjoy that. And this is supposed to be very similar to Kilian's Black Phantom, which I just love. I got I think it was a Dua, dupe of Black Phantom, and no, Alexandria, dupe of Black Phantom, and I fell in love with that because I love that buttery, creamy kind of feel, and this is even better. It's just a gorgeous scent. If you like a creamy, buttery kind of fragrance, this is it. Now this has got rum. It's got spices, it's got coffee, sandalwood, sugarcane. All right, so the notes that I wrote for myself, this is really nice for a fall, winter fragrance. Cool weather, evening kind of fragrance. This is strong, and you get a very strong coffee, cacao kind of feel from it as well. You get the sweet chocolate there also. I'd say to me, it's gourmandish, boozy, with that creaminess there. Really nice scent. If you guys think, that creamy, boozy, gourmand kind of feel is something you'd like, it's not that expensive. I think I purchased it for like $35. And it is really good. And it lasts a long time. Longevity, at least 6 to 8 hours. Sillage, maybe the first half hour or so is really good. Now, this, I'd say, because of the creaminess and everything that I feel it has in it, I think, ladies, you would like this as well. I would say this is very unisex. Kawa, very unisex. Females, I would say for females, I would say the regular Camera is better because the coffee note makes it just a tad more masculine. But if you like that kind of, note, then get it for yourselves as well. Afnan 9 p.m. I would say is probably more male. But again, you wear what you want when you want to. If you're a female and you think you're gonna like this, then get that one as well. But this one, Wraith, I definitely think it's unisex, and I just think it's awesome. Sweet coffee, gourmandish kind of feel to it, and creaminess, really, really good. So that's French Avenue Wraith, Spectre Wraith, I'm sorry. So the fourth one I have for you is, now the fourth one is another one that I recently got. This one I got it maybe a month or so ago, and I absolutely love it. It is a little pricier, and the bottle is smaller, but it is just hands down one of the best ones that Armaf has come out with, and it is Club de Nuit Peugeot 1. This is 55 ml, I believe, or 50 ml. So it's very, it's very small. I tried to glue this because that drives me nuts, but you hit it once and it just comes off again. So I just figured I'd leave it. But guys, this is a clone of Absolute Aventus, and it is a very, very good one. This lasts a long time on your skin. You get a good 8 hours out of this. The sillage, also very nice. And the scent, oh my God, the scent is so good. Oh, it's got pineapple, caramel, pear, lemon, bergamot. When it opens up, it's just a nice, clean, fruity, citrusy kind of feel. You don't get that. One of the biggest complaints about like CDMI, Club de Nuit Intense, the Eau de Toilette especially, was that it smelled like lemon cleaner when you first sprayed it. It was very harsh pineapple, lemony kind of, cleaner kind of feel. I don't mind it because it goes away within like 5-10 minutes. This one, the quality in this is so good. You don't get the alcohol, harsh, lemon cleaner kind of feel. You just get a nice, juicy, citrusy, pineapple, lower key than Club de Nuit, Intense Men. But, it's such a nice, clean pineapple kind of fragrance. Really, really nice. As it starts to dry down, you get oak moss, white wood, anise. But the most that you get in the dry down is ambroxan, vanilla, leather. Not heavy leather and not heavy vanilla, but it does become a little like a smokier leather kind of scent with that pineapple and bergamot always there as well. But if you guys like the Club de Nuit Intense Man, if you like those kind of fragrances, you'll love this because it's they took it to a next level. And it is a little pricier. I think I paid maybe $60 for this, $50 or $60 for it, but well worth it. The only issue is, I wish the bottle was 100 ml, but for the time being, I'm happy. And guys, if you give it let the hype go away, this will probably go down to like $40, $35, but well worth it. Longevity, sillage, everything is really good on this one. So I highly recommend Club de Nuit Peugeot 1. Next one. Now, this one is an oldie but goodie. This one was a big hype beast for Lattafa. I don't even know how many. I think most of these are Lattafa. This one was a really big hype beast for Lattafa when it first came out, and it is Lattafa's Assad. Now, Assad is very similar in the same realm, has the same DNA as Sauvage Elixir, and it is just so good. It's got black pepper, pineapple, tobacco, coffee, patchouli. Oh, I love this thing so much. This is a powerhouse, especially on clothes. Like this'll 24 hours later, if you spray it on your clothes, you'll still smell it on your clothes because this is really strong. I also have another one that's a clone, Fragrance World's Enigma Un, which I also enjoy very much, but it's the difference between those two is I find Enigma Un to be much, much more smokier, whereas this is not as smoky. This is, let me see if I have what notes I put. I put warm, spicy, sweet as it starts to dry down, but so good. Let me see. Now I did write this down because it just made me feel like what I felt for it when I first sprayed it. The opening has citrus and shower gel vibes, whereas the dry down reveals the sweet and warm side. And that pretty much is it. This is great for spring, summer, fall. I would spray less during the spring and summer, but in the cold weather, this is really good as well. It's just if you like Dior Sauvage, this is a more mature fragrance with the Dior Sauvage Elixir DNA. Really nice, guys. Any age, I think you could get away with this, and if you're young, you probably smell different than any of the other guys. Although for the price that this is still going for, anybody can afford this. This is still around $25 to $30 for this, and this is totally worth it. It's a really nice party fragrance. It's a mature fragrance. I would say this is something more of a nighttime kind of fragrance. And like I said, longevity and projection on this, really solid. So that is Lattafa Assad. Let's move on to the fifth one. All right, guys, so for the next one, funny story. The last video I did was 10 tobacco-based fragrances. They had tobacco in the either the opening notes, the mid, or the base had tobacco in it, and everybody seemed to like that video. But I got about 6 people that sent me comments saying, where is this particular fragrance? And I'm like, I totally forgot about that fragrance. I should have put it in, because apparently people, want to know about that fragrance. So I figured I'd put it in this video. One, because of that, and 2 is because it's really good and I really do enjoy it. And that is Maison Alhambra's Exclusive Tobacco. Now, this is supposed to be very similar to Carolina Herrera's Mystery Tobacco. This is different than Maison Alhambra's Tobacco in that it doesn't come off as sweet. And I'll talk about tobacco in a second. This is really nice. This has got citrus, ginger, tobacco, patchouli, gaiac wood, tonka bean. And this lasts at least 6 to 8 hours on your skin. You can see I've already put a little dent on that one too. This is definitely fall winter. I would not wear this during the spring, during a hot weather in the summer, because it's a very smoky kind of fragrance. If you like smoky fragrances with a tinge of citrus in it, this is really nice. And like I said, lasts 6 to 8 hours. Projection, I find, is not as wide as a lot of fragrances are. It's more like a foot, lasts maybe 30 minutes or so, 30 to 40 minutes, but you will be noticed. And I did get 2 compliments with this one so far, but I would only wear it now where the weather is like 60 degrees, up to 70. And when it gets really cold, this is one that I'm going to be putting out a lot and wearing, because I really do enjoy this. This is nothing like the next one I'm going to talk about, which is Tobacco, because this is not, I don't find this sweet. I find this being a very nice, clean tobacco kind of fragrance, like a pipe tobacco. Very good, lasts a long time, and that is Exclusive Tobacco by Maison Alhambra. Now, the next one that we're going to talk about is Maison Alhambra's Tobacco. Now, this is supposed to be very similar to Dior's Tabaccoler. And I've never smelled Tabaccoler, but if it smells anything like this, it must be a really good fragrance, because I love this fragrance. I really do. You can tell that I put a dent in it. Now, this is very, to me, honey forward. All right, when you spray it, you get a very smoky honey, very thick. So this is something that I would say wear it in the fall and in the winter. I would not really wear this in the summer because I think it's just too thick and it'll overpower some people. But God, this is so good. This has got plum, peach, citrus, and bergamot as its opening notes. So it's very citrusy, but not in a freshy kind of way. And then as it starts to dry down, you get smoke and honey, and it kind of holds on to that smoke and honey throughout the rest of the fragrance. Then you get the tobacco leaf, tobacco, and then white tobacco and amber. So, if you're talking about like a very tobacco kind of fragrance, this is it with a dose of honey on top of it. Really, really good. Now, from what I've heard, and I've got to look into it some more, they have changed the name of this, and I wrote it down. Apparently now it's called Smoky, because if you look at this and you look at Tobaccoler, they're very similar. Like they got into the same situation that they did with the Tom Ford private line, where they came out with the bottles and the names of the scents were very close, too close for comfort for Tom Ford, and they were told that they had to cease and desist or they would get sued. So all of that private line that Maison Alhambra did of the Tom Ford private line, or signature line, I think it's called, they've changed their bottles and they've changed their names. And I think this probably the same thing happened to this. But guys, if you can find it, because it's very difficult to find now and it's getting pricier, this is such a good fragrance that I highly, highly recommend. You will get at least 8 hours out of this when you wear it. Night fragrance, I wouldn't wear this during the day, but wear what you want. But God, is it good. So that is Maison Alhambra's Tabac. Now the next one is another one that I had in my tobacco fragrance video, and I just love it. I just think it's great. It stays on your skin for a really long time, and it is Maison Alhambra's Hercules. Now this is supposed to smell a lot like Parfums de Marly Herod, and this is smoky as smoky can get. This is probably the smokiest one out of any of these that have smoke in it. This is probably the smokiest one. So if you don't like a very smoky tobacco forward kind of fragrance, you might not enjoy this, but this is so good. This has got tobacco, vanilla, cinnamon, pepper, cedar. It's a sweet pipe tobacco kind of fragrance. And I've gotten a lot of compliments with this fragrance, mostly from guys, but they're always interested in what I'm wearing. They'll be like, what the heck is that? What are you wearing? And I'll tell them, I'm wearing Hercules. But this is really, really good. Longevity is at least 6 hours. You get 6 hours out of it. At least I do. And projection for the first hour, it's a good projection. People will be able to smell you. I would play with the sprays because it can be a little overpowering sometimes. But this is a very good fragrance. And this is Maison Alhambra's Hercules. More for night, more for date night, going out, dressed up. I would definitely dress up with this fragrance. And that is, again, Hercules by Maison Alhambra. We've got 2 left, so let me go with this one. This is one that I've had for, God, I would say about 2.5 years. And this is Lattafa's Raga Wood Intense. This, people compare it a lot to By the Fireplace by Maison Margiela's replica By the Fireplace. And I always tell people, this actually came out before By the Fireplace came out. I think this came out in 2014 and By the Fireplace came out in 2015. This is so good. This is another one that is very, thick is not the right word for it, but it's got something there that's just a heavy kind of fragrance. This is, you're sitting, in the middle of the night in front of a fireplace, roasting marshmallows, and you're throwing sugar on the burning wood. That's what this smells like. This is very cozy. This is just so damn good. It's got caramel, licorice, incense, vanilla, And this is, I actually like this fragrance more than I do by the fireplace, and I have by the fireplace, but you know, I put a dent in this one as well. But yeah, if I'm home and I feel like being cozy, I'll spray this on. And you know, I'll go out with it as well because it's such a good fragrance. And people are always like, what are you wearing? It's a strange scent. And I tell them, and sometimes I have to write it down for them because they want to purchase it. But if you want a really sugary, smoky, wood kind of fragrance, Lattafa's Raga Wood Intense is such a good one to go. Now be careful because they do have a Lattafa Raga. You want to get the one that says Wood Intense. Raga is kind of in the same realm, but it's more low key. This amps everything up, you know, by 50% as far as the sweetness, the marshmallow, the burning wood kind of feel. This is so good. Now the last one is another one that is just one of my favorites. I wish I could see inside the bottle so I could see how much I have left, but this is by Swiss Arabian, and this is Shagaf Oud Azrak. There's a whole Shagaf line, and this is maybe the second one they came out with, and this is beautiful. But if you don't like heavy scents, if you're still into the freshies, you're not gonna like this. But man, if you do, and I hope you do, you will love this because it's so good. This has got honey, agarwood, which is oud, bourbon, vanilla, cinnamon, amber, leather, and patchouli. This is sweet, earthy. Oh, it is so good. This lasts forever on your skin, and on clothes even more. I get a good 6 to 8 hours out of this, and I normally don't get that. I still smell it in the air. It's just a gorgeous scent. You definitely get, you know, like that slight honey. It's nowhere near like tobacco. You smell the honey, but what you get more out of this is like that bourbon vanilla, that amber, the leather as it starts to dry down, and an earthiness that's there as well. It's slightly sweet, but it's more earthy than sweet, but so good. This is supposed to be very close to Montal's Honey Oud, and they did a really good job with this because it smells like a very, you know, like that oud is there, a little bit of honey, sweet kind of fragrance. Very good. I highly recommend this one as well. So guys, that's what I have for you. Oh, and on this one, like I said, you get a good 6 to 8 hours. Projection, this one has a good projection as well. So, you know, I don't think you'd have any problem with this one. That's what I got for you guys. That's 10 fragrances that I feel are 10 out of 10. So if you don't agree, you know, just let me know I don't agree, and this is the reason why. Don't get all mean and everything. But yeah, if you don't have any of these, I would recommend them. You know, some of them I would say not blind buy worthy. Maybe try a decant of it. Shagaf Oud Azrak, I would say, is in that realm. Maybe Exclusive Tabak is also in that realm. But the rest, I think, you know, they're pretty safe blind buys. Herod might be in that realm, but the rest are pretty safe blind buys. So guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please do me a favor. Please like, please comment, please subscribe, because I try to do at least 3 times a week, do some reviews for you guys, and give you an honest opinion. I'm not paid. I don't get free stuff. You know, so I buy all of these myself. So the more people watch, the more, you know, I get monetized, and the more money I'll have to buy more fragrances so I can give you more reviews. It's a cycle. So yeah, if you guys like this, do me a favor and hit the like button, hit that subscribe, and make sure you hit the notify so you get notified every time I do it. So guys, as always, you guys make sure that you be safe, you be loved, and I will talk to you later. Thanks guys, bye.